Today, I'm delighted to be joined by the CEO at Quantify Technology, Brett Saville. Brett, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Branka. It's lovely to be back talking to you.
Now, Brett, I understand Quantify Technology has had some exciting news out. Tell me a little bit about this news.
Absolutely. Look, I am delighted to say that Quantify has announced today that it will acquire GSM-I, which is a company that, combining our two companies together, will create Australia's leading electrical IoT provider. GSM-I is a business that trades under the name of Zimi Powermesh, and it's a wholly owned subsidiary of Gerard Private. At the same time as doing this acquisition, we will consolidate the shares and raise an additional $4 million for growth. Now, for those of your audience that are aware of the Gerard family, I don't need to talk about them, but probably for those that aren't, I'll just spell out a few details. The Gerard family have been in the lighting business for 100 years. They have one of Australia's leading providers to the electrical wholesale market, and at the same time, they're also one of the leading manufacturers of lighting into the retail market. And in fact, it was them that developed Clipsal, which is one of the leading smart home companies from the 1990s. So it's a really exciting combination of the two businesses.
Fantastic. Exciting news there, Brett. So tell me, why did you choose Zimi Powermesh?
We did a lot of work on who would be the best partner, and I'm delighted that the Gerard family agreed with us that there was a good mix. The first thing I'd say is that there's an outstanding product market match between us. Zimi Powermesh is outstandingly strong in the electrical wholesale market, and they have a range of products that sell through electricians. And we have a range of top-end products that sell directly to builders or go through our distributors, Harvey Norman. The other thing that they've done is to create a suite of products for beacon lighting. So they've got into the retail market as well. So there's a great product market mix. The second thing I'd say is that combining the two businesses together allows us to reduce costs. Firstly, we can reduce our operational costs. And secondly, using the Gerard supply chain and logistics, we can reduce our manufactured costs as well, which is really important. Thirdly, the team will be strengthened. And I'm really pleased to say that Simon Gerard, who's the CEO of Gerard Private, is going to go onto our board. And he will also be joined by a new CTO for me, whose name is Jordan Dentori. So two great additions to strengthen our team. The fourth thing we'll do is we'll create a single platform, and that software platform will provide a better experience both for distributors and for end users. And finally, we have a really flexible business model. So what they've managed to do, which Quantify has not managed to do, is to license their product to other parties. And this is really important because it's a completely new avenue that you can use in order to grow the business.
Fantastic. Great news, Brett. What are some of the key benefits, and can you tell me a bit more about the licensing of this deal?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're a big distributor or a manufacturer and you're interested in gaining access to new technology, you could buy a product off the shelf and tailor it. You could develop your own, or you could license it. So the advantage for licensing is that you don't have the headache of developing something yourself, and you don't have to worry about the branding issues of taking somebody else's product. And that's effectively what GSM-I or Zimi Powermesh has managed to do with Steeline doors. So Steeline is Australia's largest garage door manufacturer, and Zimi Powermesh powers a new range of products for them, which will effectively allow you to control the garage door using an app on your phone. Now, the advantage for Steeline is that they can do that without using somebody else's product. And the advantage for us at Zimi Powermesh is that we effectively are managing the software on their behalf and therefore reducing their risk. The final thing I'd say about licensing is it's a great way to expand internationally. So one of the big challenges for a business our size to expand internationally is that every country that we go into will cost a significant amount of money. And rather than paying that upfront capital, if we have the opportunity to license the model to somebody else, that means that we can expand much more quickly into many more countries.
Great, thanks, Brett. And switching gears for a minute, Quantify have started working with PAC partners. Why choose PAC as a lead manager?
I should say at this point that we still have excellent relationships with Westar and also Lazarus. They are both involved in this capital raise. However, we wanted to take the business to a new level, and we chose PAC because they have an outstanding record of working with businesses of around our size, and they also have significant presence in the East Coast. So we chose PAC partly because of the fact that we get on well with them and they were a good fit, and also because we wanted access to the East Coast and particularly institutional investors.
Thanks, Brett. And finally, moving forward, what is the outlook for Quantify following this deal, and what do you see the future playing out like for Quantify Technology?
Look, you're going to see a significant acceleration of growth in sales. There's no doubt that the construction market is tough at the moment. So a few years ago, I think the record number of new dwellings in Australia was about 210, 220,000. The latest forecasts are down to 140. So new builds are down, there's no doubt about that. However, there's 10 million existing homes. So one of the things that the GSM-I acquisition brings us is significant access to the retrofit market. So if you have a home today, you're either in a new construction market or you're looking to sell a property that you already own, you want to add value to it. And there's no better way to add value to it than to putting in robust, affordable and flexible smart home automation. So you'll see an acceleration of sales, you'll see growth into the retrofit market, and over time, you'll see us move from being completely reliant on hardware to being more focused on the software. The hardware will never go away, but software and artificial intelligence becomes a more important part of our offering as we mature.
Exciting times ahead, Brett. Look, thank you so much for joining me in studio remotely. Thank you for giving us this update in regards to Quantify Technology, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks, Branka. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you again.